Hi everyone, welcome to my craft room. Today is the launch of the new annual catalogue, which will last for another year, which is great. So this is the cover of the catalogue, and I'm now allowed to show you the inside of the catalogue. So one of the sets I absolutely love that I was able to pre-order is called Colour and Contour, and it's this one here, and it comes with a set of dies. So that's the stamp set, and I'll just show you the set of dies. So there is a die that cuts out the large flower with the stem, and then there's one that does the daisy flower, and there's a whole set of beautiful scalloped rectangle dies, which are, each one is slightly different and a different size, and then there's a lovely scalloped border die as well. So I'll just put the dies to one side, and I just want to show you that the scalloped dies fit with all of the stitched rectangle dies. So this is the smallest one with the first stitched rectangle behind it. That's the second smallest with the third stitched rectangle behind it. That's the next one up with the fourth stitched rectangle behind it. That's the fourth scalloped contours die with the sixth stitched rectangle behind it. And this is the largest scalloped contour die with number 7 of the stitched rectangles behind it. So it's just amazing how they all actually match with the stitched rectangle dies, which I'm really pleased about. I haven't tried it the other way round, but that's that way round for now. So I'm going to do a half sheet wonder with this stamp set. A demonstrator did do a video on this, and I can't remember her name, but I give her the credit for this. So a half sheet wonder is half a sheet of A4. I've cut this down a little bit so that I only have to cut it in half after I've finished. So there's a card with half a sheet done, and that's the smallest of the dies you can see there, and some lovely new in colour ribbon. So I've decided to do it in the new in colours. Hi Jenny, good to see you. And there's a portrait one with some of the fresh freesia ribbon, and the second largest scalloped contour die with a sentiment, thank you for everything. That's from the Colour and Contours stamp set, and so is You're Absolutely Amazing, which I think is lovely. Then last night at my demonstrator team meeting, I actually chopped the card up into half of it into 3 pieces like that. This is from a retired stamp set, which is absolutely beautiful. It's retired, but it's a useful long sentiment. And there's the same sentiment, and this time I cut a square from the half sheet that I'd stamped into 2 triangles, separated them on a piece of fresh freesia cardstock, and put the strip with the sentiment in between, and I die cut a daisy flower from the set to just sort of put on dimensionals to give a bit of added interest. Right, so if I put those cards away, and here is my piece of basic white cardstock. So one little tip with this set is, so I've marked it to go so that the outline stamp can go with the infill stamp, and there's a piece here you can probably just see where there's 2 petals joined together. So I've put a mark there, and that matches with this elongated heart shape on the infill die. I've also put a mark here, a W, where that matches with the die to cut it out, and I've put a mark on the die as well. So really useful to sort of work that out before you use this set. So I'm going to take as my main colour again the polished pink, and I'm just going to take a piece of scrap paper to put underneath. I'll just find this. There we go. And in fact I'm going to put it this way round because it'll be easier to use, I think, if it's that way round. Right, so I've got a little bit of scrap paper just so I don't have to keep cleaning my mat. So I'm going to do one colour at a time, and I'm just going to start with the polished pink, which is an absolutely gorgeous colour, and I'm going to turn the stamp round a little bit as I go. You can see I'm covering up there for a splodge I made already. It's amazing how easy it is. I'm sure you all find that, to get 4. I'm not going to do more than 7, 5, 6, and then perhaps a little bit just up there. Okay, so that's my first colour done with the outline stamp, and now I'm going to take the infill And do you remember I said to look for the double heart? So there it is, and here it is here. You don't have to be really precise with this stamp set. It is a very, what we would call in the trade, a very forgiving stamp set. So I can see that that's just off there. So I know that that's going to sort of go like that. And then here I can see it. Can you see that? Just, you can probably just see that on camera. Just down, I can see my marker there. And I'm just going to put that over like that. I've got lots of ink on the acrylic block. So I can see it there. So this would improve with practice. I can see that it's probably down here somewhere. So I'm just going to guess this one, which shows you that it doesn't really matter. I can see the marker there. And I'm just going to clean off. I seem to be... Perhaps I should slow down a little bit and then I won't be getting ink all over the place. That one like that, and then one more here. Because you're going to be cutting this up, it really isn't going to show so much as if you're doing just one or two. So that's my polished pink over and done with, so I'll just get rid of that. And I'm going to bring in now the Fresh Freesia, which is a lovely purple colour. Make sure I've cleaned off my stamp properly, otherwise I'm going to be mixing up. One there, one there, one there, and one there, and possibly one there. And then I'm going to take the infill again. I didn't really think a lot while I was doing that, so I've got my double marker there. So I know to put that one, just move it on the mat. Make sure the mat's underneath, it is. And then I'm going to do, I've just re-inked this, so I might have put too much ink on it, so it might be a little bit, I think it's okay actually. That one there. This one, I can see it there. This one, I think I might have put a bit too much ink on, but no matter. We'll just go with the flow, as they say in the trade, and see how we get on. And that one there. So that's the purples done. Or I should say Fresh Freesia, really, shouldn't I? So I'm going to put that one and again close it up. That helps to prevent inky fingers. Doesn't always. Hi Helen, good to see you. So here's some Pale Papaya. Whoops, and I didn't quite get the top bit of that. That's better. So you can see I'm slightly actually overlapping the other flowers, which doesn't matter actually at all. So that's enough for that one. And then I'm going to take the what I call the infill stamp. I don't know what other people call them, but I think it's down here. Harder to see when there's lots of, so I can see that it's there. So, and then I can see that it is here. And then I can see this one. I don't think it really matters. I'll just go straight on, I think, which just shows you that it is a very forgiving stamp set. And that one is, I'm going to put it up there. There we go. So that's the flowers done. And now we're going to go on and do, there's a sort of artistic leaf, you could call it, and then there's a spotty stamp as well. So I'll just get the spotty stamp. So I've used 3 of the colours, Polished Pink, Fresh Freesia and Pale Papaya. Now we're going on to Soft Succulent. So this is the cardstock for Soft Succulent. It's a lovely green. So I'm just going to fit these leaves in as and when I can, just to add a bit of variety of colour, let's put it like that. One will go just nicely there. It's amazing how quickly you can do these cards once you get going. I know some people won't believe me, but honestly it's true. Really. It's great fun. So I can see that that's enough, a little bit of white space, so I'm happy with that. So I'm going to put that one back and just get the infill stamp. And I'm going to go to the last colour, which is Evening Evergreen. So this is Evening Evergreen. That's the cardstock. That's the Pale Papaya cardstock. that is the polished pink cardstock. So they're really fabulous colours. And now I'm just going to use this lovely spotty stamp just to add a bit of extra accent here and there. And you're probably thinking, oops, help, what's she doing? But it does actually give a nice contrast on the card. A little bit there, a little bit there. And I think that's probably just about enough. Perhaps a little bit over there, and that's enough. That's all you need. Okay. So now I'm going to take my trimmer. And do you remember I said that I'd already cut it down? So let me think. It's got to be 3, where are we? I want it to be 3 1/4, so that should work. 3 1/4, and I want this one, and it should be 3 1/4 by probably should have been 3 1/2 actually. Hang on, should have been 3 1/2, but do you know, it doesn't matter. I'm going to do this one at 3 1/2, which is fine. I've got an extra little bit to put inside if I want to. And what I forgot to do then, so this is how my card is going to go together, like that. And then I'm going to put some ribbon around it. So what I need to do though is to stamp the sentiment. So I'm probably going to put the sentiment on like that. So I've got the thanks for everything, because with people ordering from the new catalogue, I like to be able to send them cards made with the new stamp set. So there's thank you for everything. Really like the fonts of these sentiment stamps, and they stamp really well as well. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to stick the 1/2 sheet wonder. Ruth Trice is the queen of 1 sheet wonders, but you know, I just thought I just want to do 2 cards, not 4 cards, and I don't want to stamp such a large area. So I had the freesia ribbon, and I think it was the papaya ribbon on the other cards. So now I'm going to show you the gorgeous polished pink ribbon. So I'm going to put this round, and let me just close up my ink pad before I get my elbow in it. It's very important. So here's how you tie your bows. Might have got too much here, I don't know. I'll just see. I'm going to tie it over this side. I think that's about right, probably. Put that up a bit. Put my finger there. Make sure that's the right way. Hang on. Put my finger there like that. Put the ribbon up and bring it from the back round to the front. This is really lovely soft ribbon, really easy to tie into the bow. I really should say that after I've tied the bow, not beforehand, but there we go. So once you've tied your bow, you want to play with it a bit to make sure you've got it exactly how you want it to be. And this ribbon is very forgiving to allow you to actually just play around with it until you've got it exactly how you want it to be. So I want it to be like that. And just take my scissors, cut that off like that. It's perhaps, let's just pull that down, pull that in like that, put that one like that. I just caught my fingernail in it, but it doesn't matter at all. So I'm just going to actually get a glue dot. Glue dots are really good with many things, but they are particularly good with ribbon and embellishments and things like that. So you just put one underneath and stick it down, and that will keep that ribbon nice and firm. Now, just to make it a little bit different, I want to put it up on dimensionals just to give it a bit of a lift. So I'm going to put a few dimensionals on the back. These are the mini dimensionals. We do larger ones as well. I tend to use more of the minis, I have to say. Put one there, and I'll just put a couple there and there, because I don't know, it's just they're useful. You can cut them up for small pieces as well, and you get more for your money, as they say. I don't know quite what the phrase is, more for your money. So that's going to go on. Just make sure that your card is opening the right way. Center it on your card, stick it down, and then this sentiment will go on dimensionals as well. Hopefully it won't cost too much to post. That's one thing you have to watch out for when you're putting a lot of dimensionals on cards, that it's not going to add to the bulk, so you have to pay extra at the post office. If in doubt, always check, because it's not a good idea for people the other end. Just pull that round. Right, put that on like that. There we go. And there you go. Thank you for everything. So very quick and simple card, done with a brand new stamp set. In fact, I'll just cut that ribbon the other way. I want it to go that way. And I'll cut this one a bit shorter. Beautiful ribbon. Gives a lovely shimmery effect. Just show you the other cards that I did. So that one is with the polished pink predominating, and this one is the fresh freesia standing up, and I've stamped that in soft succulent. I've stamped that one in evening evergreen. Evening evergreen is a lovely replacement for black memento or StazOn or archival ink, because it's softer but it still gives a bit of an outline, which is really nice. There's one landscape instead of portrait, and done on polished pink cardstock with some evening evergreen underneath the stamped piece of cardstock. And I've even stamped the spotty stamp on the polished pink. And here's the one where I cut up the cardstock into 3 pieces and put it on the fresh freesia, and put a little butterfly there, and there you've got it on the diagonal that way. So I really hope you've enjoyed this introduction to the new catalogue. I've got lots of other things to show you, and I really hope that you enjoy stamping at home. If you're not one of my regular customers and you're watching this on YouTube, you can find my online shop through Stampin' Up at fannystafford.stampinup.net. Look forward to seeing you in the future. Bye.